You start noticing subtle changes in their energy. The way replies come slower and the conversations feel lighter. You realize you were the one putting in more effort, starting conversations, waiting for replies, trying to keep things alive, while they slowly stop trying. Their attention shifts, not always to someone else, but away from you. And that subtle shift changes everything, even if nothing is said out loud. And instead of stepping back, you'd try harder, saying more, doing more, hoping that effort will bring back what is slowly fading. But psychology shows that the more you chase, the more you lose value, because attraction grows in space, not in pressure. And without realizing it, you stop being yourself. You adjust your behavior, your words, your energy, just to keep someone who is already pulling away. The more available you become, the more predictable you seem. And slowly, what once felt exciting starts to feel normal. And what feels normal is often taken for granted. Attraction needs a sense of mystery, something unknown. But when everything about you becomes easy to read, easy to access, that mystery slowly disappears. When your happiness starts depending on their attention, you unconsciously give away your power, and people can feel that shift, even if you never say it. Your energy changes, it becomes heavier, more serious, less natural. And instead of feeling easy to be around, it starts to feel like pressure. And for the first time, you stop looking at them and you start looking at yourself, not to blame, but to understand what really changed. You start noticing your own behavior, how you gave too much, how you stayed too available, how you slowly lost your sense of balance. And then you realize this was not just about one person. This pattern has been repeating in different ways at different times. You begin to understand that you cannot control how someone feels about you, no matter how much effort you put in. And in that moment, something shifts inside you. Not a big change, not a sudden transformation, just a quiet understanding that begins to set you free. You start fixing the small things around you, not because they matter that much, but because it feels like you are slowly putting yourself back together. You stop chasing, you stop checking, not because you stopped caring, but because you finally understand that your peace matters more. You start spending time with yourself again, not as someone who is broken, but as someone who is learning who they really are. There's a small shift in how you carry yourself, nothing dramatic, but enough to remind you that you are slowly becoming stronger. You're not fully healed yet, but you are no longer falling apart, and that stability feels like the beginning of something new. You start enjoying your own company, doing things for yourself, not for someone else's attention or approval. You dive into your own interests, hobbies, and passions, remembering what makes you uniquely you. You start reconnecting with friends, people who value you, and realize that your social energy is worth protecting. Confidence comes back fully, not forced, but natural. Your energy now attracts instead of chasing. And finally, you feel free. Free from attachment, free from neediness, free to live fully as yourself. And that freedom is magnetic. You finally understand your own value, that it was never about proving yourself to anyone, but about respecting your own energy and presence. You let go completely of expectations, of outcomes, of who should care about you. And that release is surprisingly liberating. You start noticing that when you respect yourself first, others start naturally valuing you more, without chasing or forcing it. Your energy changes in a way that attracts people positively, not because you try to impress them, but because you are naturally grounded. You also start lifting others, sharing positivity, and it feels good not because of attention, but because you finally understand true connection. And in this final moment, you realize losing someone's interest wasn't the end, but the beginning of rediscovering yourself, your power, and your freedom. You begin walking into a new chapter of your life, carrying the lessons learned, your energy intact, and your heart open but grounded. You embrace freedom fully, the freedom to focus on yourself, to live without constant validation, to value your own presence. Your confidence begins to radiate naturally. People notice, not because you try to impress them, but because your energy speaks for itself. You also start lifting others, sharing positivity, and it feels good not because of attention, but because you finally understand true connection. And in this final moment, you realize losing someone's interest wasn't the end, but the beginning of rediscovering yourself, your power, and your freedom.